Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs, welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla on the 5th Choice server, and today you may notice that we're over in Freehaven for the start of this video, which is normally a video from the Nameless Ruin, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first is I wanted to show off the fact that my house has a few additional decorations since the last time we were here. In fact, it's completely covered in paintings. Jeff found my little trick-or-treat boxes that I left outside people's houses, and he decided to basically egg my house with paintings. It seems to be the effect he was going for, but I like it. I think it's kind of cool. It adds a bit of texture to what was already a very over-textured building, so GG, that's quite fun. I'm going to leave those there for now. A lot of them are quite creepy too because they got spiders and stuff on, you know, it kind of looks like spiders and skeletons are all over my house, which is neat. I kind of like it. But yeah, the rest of Freehaven has been decorated a little bit extra for Halloween, despite the fact that it's now a couple of days after Halloween, so we should be taking all of this down again. But ZloeyXP and I spent a bit of time on his live stream on, I think, Friday, just decorating the entire place for Halloween and making it look all cool. And then he went around with his kind of split personality Jekyll and Hyde shtick and added a bunch of rabbits, which are freaking everywhere, including these giant sculptures, but also some of the regular white rabbits. And I've no idea how he found two of those to breed them, because the rabbits around here are mainly the ones that Kane has been breeding up there, and then a couple of stragglers left over, but pretty much all of the white ones we've been killing on sight, so it's amazing he managed to find some, but there you go. I love the fact that they're all in different poses, like this one's ready to pounce, and it's surrounded by blood. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, we managed to get a bunch of decorating done. There's some over here as well. We've got like a guy hanging up in a cage. That started as a good idea, and then as I went on, I kind of went, no, this doesn't look all that great. It looked a little bit worse than I expected it to, but that's not to worry. We've also got this skeleton in here who's hanging out pretending to be a wither skeleton, which is a lot of fun. I was going to name tag him, but then you can't really name tag him. On top of him holding the sword, like, he's already not going to despawn, so when somebody lets him out, they're going to have a whale of a time, put it that way. Over here is probably one of my favourite details. Zlo's witch statue just looks fantastic, and we have a few graves and stuff around, and this guy, which this is based on one of Zlo's cartoons. If you don't know, Zlo is an artist. He designed most of the avatars that myself and the other Decidedly Vanilla members now use, the kind of cartoon versions of our Minecraft skins, and he also does little comics based on Minecraft, like just in jokes and stuff about Minecraft, basically, one of which was about how if you put a hopper on a villager's head, it's basically a witch, but you can't like turn it upside down in the game. He was trying to do that and it couldn't happen. Not entirely sure what this is supposed to be. This is like a derp rabbit going on here. Anyway, I'm going to head over to the Nameless Ruin because we're going to get started on a couple of projects I wanted to do over there. And we're going to go through the giant pumpkin in order to do that. This is probably one of my favourite details, actually. I think the witch is my favourite, but this is a close second. This kind of jack-o'-lantern kind of thing around the nether portal. I almost want to keep this there, just because there wasn't a lot going on in this square before. The floor design was kind of cool, and the nether portal was there, but there wasn't really anything else besides that. But this has lent a really interesting vibe to the place, and as Lo was saying on his live stream, it's kind of connected some of the buildings that you wouldn't normally expect to be connected. It's kind of connecting stuff in Freehaven together, which is nice because it's kind of felt like it wasn't quite cohesive, maybe? I don't know. Like, we all have different build styles and stuff here. We all kind of have different stuff we're doing, so it's kind of interesting to see something that ties it all together, even if it is a giant pumpkin. Bye-bye, bunny. Going to the nether and heading back over to the Nameless Ruin. Now, I've got a bunch of carrots in my hotbar, and I've got even more in my inventory because... oh no, there's a witch dying in the nether portal. That seems to happen quite a lot. I'm not entirely sure why it is. Maybe some kind of glitch with 1.8 right now. But yeah, I'm basically trying to make back the emeralds that Kane took from me in the last episode. And for those of you who are thinking, like, 32 emerald blocks is kind of steep. Okay, a bit of fourth wall breaking stuff here. We kind of agreed off camera that he should charge me chicken jockey. We agreed off camera that he should charge me kind of a ridiculous amount for those, because let's face it, I can make the emerald blocks back really easily. He's going to put them towards a good cause, and it's just going to be something like, it was just a bit of fun. It was just something we could banter over for the episode. And yeah, like I kind of said beforehand, just charge me a ridiculous amount for this. It's going to be fine. it's absolutely cool with me if he charges me a lot, because let's face it, this is Minecraft, and resources, so many of them are renewable now that it really doesn't mean a whole lot to lose anything. Like, if I lost my tools and stuff, if he charged me like all of the diamond tools you have, then that's a lot more work to get back. And I've been doing a bunch of stuff with beacons, which I no longer need, so I'm not too worried about having the resources for a beacon. But I'm going to go downstairs here and see if my farmer is willing to trade for some carrots. Take a trip to the villager trading hall. Haven't been back here for a little while, obviously, because, yeah, been away doing other things in other mysterious dimensions. And, yeah, people seem to really be enjoying that, and people seem to be at least somewhat happy with the fact that I'm returning to my usual style of videos, which is going to be sort of building, chatting to you guys, generally having a good time, and apparently now trading. Oh, and one trade, and he is out of there. He doesn't want any more of this. Of course he doesn't. Right, let's see what we can trade for emeralds that we haven't already. I've definitely bought a cake off of him before. Have I bought cookies? Can I buy 6 cookies from you? I never make cookies in the game. That's something that I haven't really made a great deal of. Nope, apparently that is broken anyway. Fine, fine. You know what? Keep the carrots. Stuff it. I am done. I can throw them in here for now. We'll come back to that later. I'm not really too fussed about doing all of that on camera. But hey, let's eat some cookies, you guys. And this is apparently a slime chunk. And I kind of want to gather a little bit of slime for stuff I'm going to be doing later, but for now, not going to worry about that. Let's head back up to the surface, and we'll get on with today's project. So some of you may remember a few episodes ago, I built this library building, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it's quite cool structurally. I think the roof is a little bit boring right now, but the interior is something I really like. It's got the banner up there and everything. It's got a nice kind of patchy carpet, and it's got holes in the floor and stuff already. I took out the trapdoors. The trapdoors were basically just a setup for me to have something to fall through over there. But yeah, revealing all the secrets of my YouTube series in one episode. The shame. So I'm going to basically distress this building a little bit today. I think that's probably going to be my main project because, let's face it, this thing looks a little bit too put together for something that's got to blend in with the rest of the ruin. I have a path leading to it up here. I kind of diverted the road around this corner here, and I don't know if maybe I can just put in a little step that you could like hop over, like a stile or something like that, because, you know, people have those in walls to kind of get from place to place if you don't want to take the long way around like this. But yeah, we can lead the pathway up to here. It's already kind of grown into the entrance, so the interior of this is something that is fairly ruined as it is. Like, I don't think I really want to do much more damage to it than this. If anything, I probably want to decorate a little bit more, put in some bookshelves in the middle of the floor and here and that kind of thing, just to make it look a little bit more like a big library that's got a ton of stuff instead of just, you know, a few bookshelves here and there. And I might see if I can work out a design for making it look like there are sort of empty shelves, because that's not something that you can really do in Minecraft vanilla, but I figure if you put like a wooden pressure plate down and maybe like a slab over the top or something like that, maybe that would look like an empty shelf. I don't know. I'll try a couple of things, see what I can come up with, but the outside of the building is definitely the thing that needs the most work, because right now this just looks like a really nice build, in my opinion. At least I don't know if you guys are that confident about it. No, I think it's good. I think it looks good. Let's have a cookie. But considering we have a whole community over there where the roof is completely like torn apart and stuff, I feel like maybe we need to do something like that with this. I didn't really show the back of this building off very much. It's got these kind of corner pillars and stuff. I just feel like some of this could be much more worn down, give it a bit more texture, add some leaves, that kind of thing. Make it a little bit more like the Nameless God requires, which is definitely going to be a little bit more overgrown and stuff. So I'm going to get to doing that. Maybe we'll show a little bit of footage of that in progress, but I'll see you guys when it's all done. Okay, we're about midway through the distressing of the library, if you want to put it that way. Kind of a strange way of putting it, but that's what they call it in like the film industry when they're making clothing look kind of worn in and stuff. They call it distressing, when basically you have to take a costume and kind of roll it in the mud so it looks like it's been worn, it looks like it's been a little bit bedraggled. But here it is so far. I've basically added a bunch of greenery to the place, which actually I think really lends some character to it. Just how green those vines are, because we're in this kind of forest biome, looks really, really sweet. And I've thrown in a couple of spruce leaves in the corner. Now I'm trying to experiment a little bit with creating artificial light and shade, and obviously we were playing with shaders for a few episodes back in the storyline kind of arc I just finished, so you could see kind of shadows here and there. But if you don't get natural shadows from your vanilla light map, then throwing in stuff like spruce leaves, which are naturally kind of really dark against the oak leaf kind of bright green colour, I think actually lends a bit of shadow to that corner. I mean, it might help if I took the torch out of here as well, but then I do still want to keep things a little bit spawn safe when it comes to mobs, and that is getting towards... Actually, it's not too bad because we've got torches up there. Okay, so we'll take the torch out of that corner and we can probably leave it there. But yeah, I've broken the stained glass window. Much as it was my pride and joy, I really enjoyed the way that turned out. I just kind of wanted to have some stuff going through here, like growing into the library, and so I've got some leaves spilling out onto the inside. And on the top, you can't really see a huge amount of what I've done to the roof from down here, but you'll notice that this archway is a little bit more broken up than this one, and obviously there are leaves coming down from it right now. Over there, I've kind of copied what I did over on Earthquake Town with the struts and stuff poking out of the roof. And then if you come up here, which you can now actually do quite easily thanks to the vines I've been putting down, a lot of the roof is now broken up, and from the inside you'd be able to see this giant kind of hole that's now poking through the roof and a bit of greenery growing down from in there. The rest of the time I've just kind of broken up the uniform way the roof was built with all of the stairs. I've kind of turned some of those into corner stairs, actually inverted a couple of them, turned them upside down to create these little holes like that. And if I could go super detailed with this, which I might try and find a way to do, I'd want to create like a little bird's nest or something, imagining that birds would just come in and nest like under the eaves of the building at first, but then if they found this big open patch of the roof timbers there, they would probably kind of hollow in there and find like a place to build a nest. So I might try and do something with that, but I think it's going to take a little bit of working out in creative. So maybe we won't do that for this build, for this video, but maybe we can figure something out. We will see. But I'm just going to keep working on the roof now. It's funny just seeing the light sort of flood in all of a sudden. And working with the light and shadow, one of the things I was considering doing is working out which areas of the build would catch the sun a little bit more, just kind of around the edges, and then mixing in some oak wood stairs with the spruce wood. So imagine, like, say maybe this side of the building gets a little bit more sunlight. If you just kind of bleach the timbers a little bit, so throw in some oak stairs instead of spruce, then maybe that would just give it a little bit more like age, like it's been there for a little while. So I'm going to experiment with a little bit of that stuff for the next while, and we'll see where we go with it. Okay, I think I'm about done here, at least for now. This does seem like kind of one of those projects that I will tinker with on and off camera. If I see a detail that I think needs to be added in, I'll just head up there and make it happen, but I won't spend the entire episode just messing around with this. I'm going to take down this dirt block over here, and I think I should be able to get up onto the roof now. It's tricky, but you can do it. And that's kind of the point, really. I don't want anyone to just be able to get up here because, you know, there's nothing really up here to begin with, but it might also help if mobs can't just ascend the vines to come and get me if I'm standing up here AFK for whatever reason. But yeah, this has turned out pretty well. I'm quite excited by the level of detail we've managed to get into this. This is something that I wanted to try for a little while, was just make a kind of a complete building and then ruin it kind of after the fact, you know, kind of instead of building something that was completely ruined from the get-go, build something that was a little bit more structured, but then, yeah, break it down a little bit, make it feel like it fit in with the surroundings a little bit more. And yeah, there are loose blocks here and there because my inventory has been full this entire time and I don't have enough space left in that chest down there to dump everything out, but I'm pretty happy with it. Come and take a look at the inside as well, because yeah, there are now various ways you can get into the inside, but I think it looks really good. If you walk in, there's kind of, obviously there's missing floorboards and stuff, those have been there from the start, but if you look up now, there's so much atmosphere in here with the leaves and the vines kind of growing in from the ceiling. I've messed around with a couple of these floorboards, so it looks like they're kind of sagging and stuff. Obviously I want the structure of the building to still be here, because this is going to be kind of a complete build, and I might find a use for it. I might even set up an enchanting thing in here or something like that. Seeing as there are bookshelves around, it seems like a reasonable thing to do. But yeah, all of these timbers that you can imagine have just kind of rotted and caved in a little bit, and dips in the floor like that, and a couple of other things. This is where I might kind of add in a couple of stairs just to have like half floorboards missing like this, that kind of thing. But yeah, I really, really like it. It needs a little bit more decoration, maybe put a couple of paintings up. I can probably reuse the ones that Jeff put all over my house for his Halloween kind of trick-or-treat deal. But yeah, we'll throw a couple of those in here. I'm going to replace some of these loose floorboards with a couple of things like this. And the problem with this right now is that the stairs don't really have anything to attach to if I put them like that. But if I do this now, then I can kind of have floorboards like that. Oh wait, hang on. No, other way around, like this. Yeah, so it's kind of like missing a floorboard there, but kind of still attached to the rest of it. That's the kind of thing I want to do anyway, and it's a little bit time consuming because the slabs are top half instead of bottom half, so it's a little bit trickier to do some of this stuff. But hey, this is turning out pretty well. I really like it. Let me know what you guys think, because I am very happy with this build. And there's little places like this where a painting could go, or some flower pots or something. I don't know, just something to kind of give it a little touch of detail for people who want to explore this place. And people don't come out to my base particularly often. I think Zlo almost did in his latest episode, but then that was kind of part of his storyline. Was that he couldn't go here, so it's kind of interesting to see what people would make of it. But yeah, I really like this. I'm going to quickly do a look around and show you guys where I want to build some other stuff, because I've had plans for this area for a while that have never quite come to fruition. I need to get rid of these spruce trees because they don't belong in this forest environment. But this basin here is kind of what I chose this area for in the first place. When I kind of came over and built the temple, first of all, I was looking at this because I've always wanted, like, for a little while now, maybe not always, but I've wanted for a little while now to make a giant underwater build that's basically like a church that's kind of that's been completely flooded. And this isn't for any particular like religious reason. Like, I have no issues with religious people at all, but there's this in the Legacy of Kain games, which I'm not sure if any of you guys will have played, but they were kind of PlayStation games that I really loved when I was about sort of 17, 18, kind of getting into those games. The Legacy of Kain games, there was this area called the Drowned Abbey, which is always a name that has kind of resonated with me. I just thought that was a really neat name for a place, and it was where this set of vampires were that had basically overcome their weakness to water. You know, the way kind of, generally speaking, like in vampire stories, their weakness is holy water specifically, but in the Legacy of Kain canon, they'd kind of gone, well, it can just be all water in general. Like, they can be thrown into water and it burns them like acid, right? But these guys had overcome their weakness to water, and they lived in this old abbey that had just been kind of ruined and flooded, and like half of the level was you basically having to navigate around the sections of water. But I've always kind of wanted to build something like that, build this kind of huge like Gothic church, but have it be underwater, and the inside of it can be relatively kind of sheltered. It can be kind of, but just like water coming in from the windows, from like broken stained glass windows and stuff. I just think that's a really cool image. So that's what I'm planning on doing next. I think I'm going to do some crazy architecture in this giant basin, which is going to require me having some better armor, because right now this armor is on its last legs, quite literally, I suppose. It's kind of got that much durability left. It's maybe less than half overall. I don't have a helmet anymore, which means no respiration or aqua affinity, which would be a pain for working underwater. And yeah, generally speaking, I can't restore these any further. I can't repair them anymore. I think they've gotten too expensive to repair in an anvil. So the idea is I will need to get myself some better armor. But thankfully, over at Freehaven, I already have a set of diamond armor with pretty much all the best enchantments ready to go. And I was going to include it in the kind of storyline arc for the previous episodes. I was going to find this suit of armor and then bring it back with me when I return to the Nameless Ruin, but then I kind of forgot to do that. I sort of forgot to put that element of the story in. I'm having a terrible time climbing the steps to my temple for some reason. And yeah, I forgot to put that element of the story in. I crafted myself some diamond armor whilst I was on the DV server, and then, yeah, kind of didn't ever come back to that at all. So I'm going to head over to Freehaven now, and we're going to adopt the diamond armor officially into my current loadout, because I need that. Hello, you. Yeah, don't even try it. I see you lurking behind my tower. Come at me if you think you're hard enough, which apparently you don't, because you're sticking around back there. Time to go and fight some ghasts, you guys. Did he just... Oh, no, he didn't despawn. I thought he'd run away, but... Whoa, okay. Yep, could have been over into the lava then. Thankfully, not a problem around here. I nearly set myself on fire for my trouble. Good times. Yeah, ghasts have been pretty terrible, and I've been meaning to put this road together for a while. This is the path out to the Mega Tiger, the kind of Podzol biome. If anyone was confused, it's Zlo, the man who has stolen my pig. Pig thief. To learn more about that, go and watch Zlo's latest episodes, because he may well have got to the point where he's demonstrated that he's basically taken Pixlriffs for a bit of a walk. So, there's ghasts floating around outside of there. I think the Nether Hub is pretty well protected, though. So, yeah, Zlo and Pixlriffs have kind of gone off on their own adventure. So, make sure you're watching his episodes to get a bit of context for that. But anyway, I'm going to head over to Freehaven, pick up my armor, maybe grab a couple of the paintings while I'm here so I can use those in the library building. And yep, everything is still pretty much rabbited up. But then I think we'll call it a day for this episode. I think we've done enough. We've made a good bit of progress on the library, and now we have a new purpose, a new project to start on. And this is the armor I've got. Respiration, Aqua Affinity, all the good kind of stuff. Protection, Unbreaking, Depth Strider, Feather Falling. It's Feather Falling 3 and not 4. So that's the only real issue with that, and I probably have a Feather Falling book that I can get on with, but this is my first set of diamond armor on this server. Can you believe 35, 36 episodes in, whatever we are now, and first time I'm actually putting on diamond armor, except for the one time I was testing it out and it lost a little bit of durability in a fight. But there you go. I will grab the paintings out of here, and this seems like the strangest place to put paintings, in my basement. You know, these are probably the most valuable ones or something. But that is going to be it. I will probably put the rest of my armor in here, actually. Do I have my Silk Touch with me? I do. Let's actually put the armor on display, because this has been my armor for pretty much the entire run of DV so far. As soon as I got iron armor, I'm pretty sure this was the set I got. Oh gosh, the rabbits are hurling themselves off of buildings outside. I think I just heard that. So yeah, I will break through this, and this is one of those ones where it's in a really awkward place, and that's a bookshelf underneath there, so I'm going to have to do something about that. Put a piston up in here. Where can we do that from? I think that's... If I put like a pressure plate on the bookshelf, maybe? That seems like a good way of doing it. At least I think I can do that. It may be that one. That's an issue. How about here? Yay, we can do it from there. Fantastic. So that's one block of glass in place. Quite pleased that worked out, to be honest. Second block of glass in place. Let's take the pressure plate back away. Can't put pressure plates on top of glass blocks, can you? No, those would look really fantastic as like a kind of like a cork for the bottle, as if this was like a ship in a bottle kind of thing. But there you go, old armor, out with the old, in with the new, and we have ourselves a full set of diamond. That's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this. My name has been Pixlriffs. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now. Now they have a crafting recipe, and this is it. It's really quite simple, actually. If you get 7 blocks of glass, an eye of ender, and a ghast tier, you have everything you need. And obviously this means going to the nether and fighting a ghast, getting blazed.